Hey, good morning to everybody. Well, the conversation this morning is great. Blockchain disruption. Everybody missed the bell because disruption is dead. So RIP. All right, guys, welcome in. Welcome to the show. All right, let's talk about some stuff. Everyone's talking about this Alibaba. So let's just go to the chart and just start with this. Everyone's making very good points about Alibaba's forming these W formations, which is great. I like it because it's creating these new support levels. So let's draw this in. Let's draw this line chart. Hold on one second. Blow this up. Okay, so what we see here is Alibaba is creating these nice W formations. The trend is starting to kind of move. It's creating these higher lows, which is great after this big flagpole. So yeah, this was still a big flagpole, and the stock. Remember, Alibaba is not immune to market volatility and whatnot. So we are going to get volatility in this market. What we've had the past 6 or 7 days is totally defying logic. I don't even understand what's happening. I mean, I'm talking to everybody. Bulls, bears, everyone. They're just like, what the hell is going on? We are maybe not so much anymore, but we were literally on the verge of a nuclear war overseas. Well, for me. You have inflation rates at 8%. You have the Federal Reserve that has a $13 trillion balance sheet that they're not planning to do you know what about. I mean, just gas prices are $5 to $10 depending on where you are in the country. Every indicator is screaming, we are screwed. Jobs, nobody has a job in this country anymore. I mean, every single thing is saying we're screwed, and we get this massive rally from the stock market. I don't understand what is happening. And the point of this all is all of these big tech high flyers that have had these probably short covering rallies over the past week or so, it's going to come crashing back down. And please don't think that it's not going to, because it absolutely is. And Baba's certainly going to be as susceptible, if not more susceptible, than anyone else in the position. So let's get into some stuff. And if you disagree with me, let me know. I don't really know how to argue that it's not even worth arguing the point, but I'll argue it. Future slip. This is from Reuters. Future slip with focus on United States rate outlook. So check this out. Check this out. If this screen is frozen, somebody tell me, because I'm over this software. Powell is slated to speak later today. Traders are now see the federal funds rate raising to 2.25 to 2.5 by the end of this year, which was suggested that it was going to be 1.9% by the end of the week. Did anybody see the dot plot? Where is? Hold on a second. Fed dot plot. I want to see March 2022. I really want to see. I didn't actually see the dot plot. This better be the dot plot, because I don't want to look anywhere else. There it is. Okay. So here's what the dot plot is the Federal Reserve voting chairs around the presidents around the country put where they forecast the interest rates going down the road 2-3 years down the road. So let's see. So in 2022, we see one Fed chair thinking that it's going to be 3, maybe just over 3%. The majority of Fed chairs see it being at about 1.75%. Going into 2023, I would say the majority are sitting in this 2.25 to 2.5% range. And this was as of last week. Jerome Powell came out and made a lot more bold statements. Are you joking me? So what we're going to do is raise the rates back up, and then we're going to pull the rates back down in the longer run and sit at 2.5 I mean, these people are just obsessed with free everything. It's truly unbelievable to me. All they want to do is just give it away. Just give away the house. The hell with it. All right. President's headed to Europe for an emergency NATO summit on the Ukraine. Okay, cool. I don't really know what he's going to do there, but whatever. All right. Mortgage refinance demand plunges 14% as interest rates spike higher. So I pulled up that story yesterday about that opinion piece. It was from Market Watch, and the person said he sees mortgage demand falling 25% by the end of the summer. So total mortgage applications volume fell 8.1% last week compared to the previous week. The average interest rate for a 30-year fixed mortgage was 20% down nowadays, is it increased to 4.5%. It was just at 4% last week. Unbelievable. But hey, when you get it in crazy rate, oh my God, look at the average mortgage, $647,200. That's incredible. As a result, applications to refinance homes also fell. That fell 14% and were 54% lower than the same week a year ago. Not surprising. Why are you going to refinance? I mean, I got a mortgage in 2019. It was 4.29%, and basically they're back to 4.29%. So if you didn't refinance during the pandemic time, why are you going to do that now? Hold on a second. I need to open my Nest and shut off the machine. So if you hear a little reverberation in the background, that is why, but it'll turn off momentarily. Okay, off. There we go. Let's see. The number of high qualifying candidates. Wow, look at this. The number of high qualifying refi candidates was already down 75% through last week. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Okay. Next. Carl Icahn. We could very well go to a recession or worse. Carl Icahn. And if you've never watched the documentary Betting on Zero, you should do so. You should absolutely do so. Okay. There could very well be a recession or worse. So let's get into this. I think there could very well be a recession or worse. I have to keep everything hedged for a few years. We have a strong hedge against the long-term positions, and we try to be activists on that edge. I am negative, as you can hear. Short term, I don't even predict. I really don't know if they can engineer a soft landing, that being the Fed. I think there's going to be a rough landing. I do too. And lastly, inflation is a terrible thing when it gets going. Listen. Can people see me? Hold on. I'm just going to call Tim. I don't want to deal with this guessing anymore. Hey, is YouTube working? All right. Well, I'm just gonna keep talking then, and alrighty. All right. Alrighty. Thanks. See ya. All right. Well, you're just gonna have to deal with it, guys. If it works, it works. I'm just gonna type something in here. YouTube is cutting out. Actually, YouTube, Apple. What else? A lot of things are glitching right now, etc. Are glitching right now. Sorry. Stay tuned. The whole show. Okay, there you go. I mean, yeah. So yesterday I was trying to download apps, and I'm talking. I don't even know if I'm talking to anybody right now, but I'll just talk. I was trying to download apps update apps yesterday, and it wasn't working. So, yeah, I don't know what to tell you. It's tech for you. Anyways, Carl Icahn. So, if those of you that are in the bid and ask, I sent something out yesterday. It was an interview with Mohamed El-Erian, who is everybody knows is my favorite economist, and he basically said, "What is going to happen to this market? What's going to happen to this market is the only thing that's going to happen in this market is Fed policy. The Fed is going, they're daddy right now. I'm telling you that." He said that you can take all the noise out of the market. You can do that. You can talk about the inflation. You can talk about the Ukraine situation. The thing that is going to happen to this market is going to be detrimental is a Fed policy mistake. And let me tell you, they are in between a rock and a hard place right now, because if they don't increase the interest rates, inflation is going to run rampant. If they do increase the interest rates, they're going to go into a recession. So what would you rather have? Would you rather have high inflation, runaway inflation, or a recession? That's the situation that they're in. And I can tell you right now that 25 basis points isn't going to do anything. So let's see here. Let's go to the, speaking of interest rates, look at this. Argentina raises its key interest rate. This is a 30-day interest rate to 45% as inflation heats up. We're going a quarter point at a time, and they're going 45%. Officials increased the key 28-day 200 basis by 200 basis points to 44.5%. This is the third rate increase this year. They are fighting inflation of 52% right now. So, if I'm not mistaken, Argentina, no, that was El Salvador. I was going to say one of these countries was the one to say that they're going to adopt cryptocurrency as their currency or some nonsense like that. Anyways, AMC ticket experiment for the Batman. It's just called the Batman. Seems to have worked. So AMC did something interesting. They came in and increased opening weekend $1. And so it's $14.50 versus $13.66. If you come and look at this is their opening prices for the weekend. They increased it by $1, and it was a success, I guess. I mean, with everybody else raising interest rates that much, hey, I mean, we're raising costs that much. Just say, hey, we're going to tack on an extra $1, and it worked. See, I don't go to theaters. I think they're filthy places where you have to sit where other people sit and God knows what else, and they eat, and it's just disgusting. And have you seen people clean a theater before? I'm telling you, they're not cleaning anything. So that's disgusting. I don't go to theaters. The best thing that ever happened was you can buy a movie on your television at home, and you don't have to go into that nastiness. I think it was a success with smart pricing. The Batman movie was the right one to do it on because of the high demand. Consumers really shouldn't be surprised when prices go up. This analyst said every other business is doing it. We've all become accustomed to incremental price increases. The slight hike was not enough to deter consumers from seeing the movie. Look at these numbers that they got. Where was it? Yeah, 22% of moviegoers opted to see the Batman in the premium format on the opening weekend, which is amazing. And where was this number? This number, they're doing, look at this. Here we go. Theaters are doing what they have to do to bolster the bottom line. Box office sales are still half of what they were in 2019, which is pre-pandemic. Yuck. A theater is no dirtier than an airplane. Hans, you should see me on an airplane. I get on an airplane and I pull out my wipes that I bring. I don't want that stupid Purell thing that they give you on the plane. And I start going to town and wiping every single thing. And then I just sit there with my hands folded, watching my iPad, and I don't touch anything because it's the nastiest thing in the entire world. You're right. Have you seen those people clean the plane? When I see a United that paired up with Cleveland Clinic and started cleaning planes, oh, God almighty. It's disgusting. I hate public transit. I don't like going in public. I'm just gagging thinking about it right now. This chart reveals how much cryptocurrency interest has plunged. So this is sweet because the story didn't pull, but you don't need to see the story. It doesn't matter. Look at this interest. And this isn't interest rates. This is interest in cryptocurrency. Back here in January of 2021, look at the interest. People loved it. And then all of a sudden, when you were at an all-time high, people were just starting to sell it and afford it. Get rid of it. And look at where we are now. Nobody's looking at this anymore. I was I was on a podcast the other day, and I was saying to the person, he's like, "What do you think about NFTs?" I'm like, to be honest, I haven't thought about NFTs, well, really ever. But I haven't really thought of NFTs or heard that. Nobody talks about them anymore. It's just gone. Bitcoin is gone. Ethereum is gone. NFTs are gone. Nobody talks about it anymore. Yeah, it's incredible. So, all right. Anyways, I think that's all the stories I have for today. Yep. Oh, follow me on Instagram. That'll be nice. At TraderMo_EM. Follow at Everything Money Investing at Paul Gabriel and at Seth Kirchanen. Good luck spelling the last name. Speaking of last names, so I complain to Nicole about this all the time. My last name is Hussein. So I went into the doctor's office yesterday, and this lady goes, Hussein? And I'm just like, lady, she was old too. I'm like, did you miss the entire Iraq war that happened? Do you not know that the former president of the United States, Barack Obama, his middle name is Hussein? Like, you've had two of the most powerful, controversial world leaders in history in the last 50 years dominating the world with the name Hussein in their name, and you can't figure it out. That's why when I hear people say, like, how do you pronounce your last name? Like, what planet are you from? It's literally the most simple last name in the whole world, and one of the most murderous dictators in history had it, and the president of the United States had it. I just don't understand what is going on in this. I'm living in a world I don't understand. That's what it is. Took that from my late friend Mike Trevisano, and he was absolutely freaking right. All right. What are the interest rates? 10-year, 3-month, 0.51%. That's beautiful. The 5-year and the 10-year have inverted. So the 5-year and the 10-year have inverted. So let's see. I thought whatever. 10-cent holdings reported before the bell today, and that's that. Let's see. What else? Yeah. People do live under rocks. Saddam Hussein. Saddam Hussein died in 2003. This lady was probably 60 in 2003, so she probably should have known who that was. Or 50. She's probably in the prime of her career at that age. So don't patronize me. All right. What reports tomorrow? Neo reports tomorrow. That's it. Right. Let's just move on. If you want to join me and listen to me spit fire like this and complain about my last name all day, you can come and join me in the Bid and Ask Nation. You get all the software, of course, plus you get to talk to me all day, and who wouldn't want that? And it's $80 a month. So $80 a month gets you into the Bid and Ask Nation. You get the Employed Trader series. You get to talk to me all the time. You get the other 1,000 members that are in there. You get the Trading 101 series. You get my exclusive Saturday seminars. And the Saturday seminars, I am doing one this Saturday at 9 a.m. Eastern time. So put it in your calendar. Don't miss it. Bring all your questions that you want to bring. I think we're going to talk about a lot of swing trading this weekend. And we'll go from there. And, of course, you get all the software. Next, stocks. Give me some stocks. We'll rip through them. And that will be that. Let me pull this over so y'all can see my face. All right. I'm still trying to figure out how to pronounce Gabriel. It's pronounced Gabriel, but it's spelled Gabriel. So that's another one I don't get. Anyone older than 30 should know who that is. Literally anybody that just like is born should know who that is. How do you know the names Hitler, Mussolini, Stalin, and you don't know Saddam Hussein? Like what are we teaching our kids nowadays? It was literally one of the only wars when I've been alive, and people don't know who it is. What is going on? All right, Biogen. Oh, you know what? No, I want to do Zillow first because somebody in the bid and asked me late last night to do Zillow. And then I told him to remind me at 9 a.m. He reminded me at 8:30, which is fine. Okay, 50%er. Here's your high, here's your low, and here's your 50% area. And right above the 50% area is a gap, which probably won't fill anytime soon because of the 50% line. So, yes, I see what you're seeing. You're starting to see a nice trend going forward. I see what you're seeing as far as the stochastic moving forward. But I also see that we're sitting right under the 100-day moving average. So if I am you, I'm being very patient with this. If you want to throw a tracker share on, have at it. And you could try to get this thing into the sweet spot. But hot damn, I don't know about this one because you're going to need a lot of volume to break through that 100-day moving average. And you have not gotten a lot of volume in this stock since November, since they had this epic fall when they decided to go and buy in every home in America. And it didn't work out for them. BIIB. And when Kathy Wood sold it. Speaking of education system, somebody just said this. If the education system was better, every school-age kid should know. You're absolutely correct. But if you go to my Instagram, @TraderMo_EM, Governor DeSantis in Florida, let me read the headline. I was so happy to see this. I'm just so happy that somebody in this country, it only took, 250 years to get something like this passed. But listen to this. New Florida bill requires financial literacy lesson to graduate high school. So you're telling me that you're going to teach kids how to deal with money? Well, that's weird. Interesting. That's a weird thing. I would have never, you got to be absolutely freaking brilliant to put that in a curriculum. God forbid that we teach them to learn how to make money and learn how to manage money. We should teach them how to bake cupcakes and screw in pieces of wood together in wood shop. That's way more beneficial. And do calculus, because I use calculus every single day. I don't know about you guys. All right, Biogen. Biogen has a lot of work to do. Boy, oh my God. This, to me, okay, so this stock is because all of this volatility here, all over the map. It's because of this Alzheimer's drug called aducanumab. And it got approved. It was a very controversial approval. So I'm going to talk about this from two perspectives. From a trading perspective, if you want to do something with it, have fun. I would only swing trade this thing. I wouldn't even bother long-term trading this thing because the volatility is out of control. From a value standpoint, I'm telling you right now, I don't deal with this stock. I don't deal with Biogen. It's too volatile for me. They have a nice pipeline, but I'm just not a fan. I'm not a fan. I don't want to deal with it. I just don't love the volatility that it puts out. And the fact that they're hedging so much on one drug that is literally not a big driver of revenue, I just don't understand it. But again, that's public perception of a stock that's public perception, guys. That's what you got. Is Facebook a 50% rule stock? Yeah, it is. You have your high, you have your low. Let's try kind of draw that middle. Wait a second. What the hell is this? This is something else. Hold on. FB. Okay, there you go. High, low, and then now let's draw that middle ground in. Oh, well, okay, so the good news is you could fill the gap. Remember when I was saying that the best part about Facebook was that you had a gap to fill and you didn't have any major moving averages to deal with? Well, now you do. Now you have 3 major moving averages to deal with, 25, 50, and 100. So I love the volume that's coming into Facebook, even with the decline. It's really good. This is going to have a very, very difficult time getting back to $300 a share. It's more likely than not going to happen, in my opinion, but it could take several years because this is going to be like a Boeing, I think. Boeing got beaten down from $400, and let's pull up Boeing while we're talking about it. So Boeing pre-pandemic was here, $445 a share. Now I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and draw this at about $350, and here's your lower end. I think it was about $85, and here's that middle ground, and you can see it really tried hard for in 2021 to break that 50%. Everybody got sucked right back down. So same situation. They're going to have a very difficult time breaking through this 50% area. More likely than not, it will happen, basically because of their monopoly. But yeah. What else do we have? What else do we have? Sold my Biogen for Alibaba stock. I think that's a beautiful decision. 100. Okay, let's do Alcoa Aluminum. Oh my goodness gracious. Look at this sucker run. So with this one, guys, be careful because let me pull up a line chart. I just want to pull. So this is a commodity. It's probably running crazy with what's going on. Here we go. This was a big flagpole and it came right back down. This was a big flagpole. It's going to come right back down and it's going to create let me get rid of this. It's going to create an ugly face pattern. Here's your nose and here's your mouth. And after this thing comes down, I bet you this thing comes down to this level of $56, $60, whatever it is. So that will be below all these three major moving averages. It'll probably hover above the 200. But with that being said, you are going to get an ugly face pattern here. So if you're in this, telling you right now, take your profits. If you want to learn about taking profits, come join me in the Bid and Ask Nation, $80 a month. Plus you get to learn about Saddam Hussein. FLWS. Flowers.com. Everybody should go and buy their significant other, life partner. I don't even know what you call it in 2022. But you should go and buy flowers for them but I'll tell you what, 1-800-Flowers sucks. I use ProFlowers. ProFlowers is so much better. It's actually ProFlowers of the supermarket because 1-800-Flowers, I don't know the last time I got a 1-800-Flowers order that wasn't destroyed on the inside. All right, maybe that's why their stock is this low. The good news is you have the gap to fill that I just drew. The bad news is you got to get through the 50 and the 100-day moving average. And even with that volume, you've been really struggling. So if I was you, maybe throw a tracker share on this thing. It's a dog stock. It can definitely pop up. Maybe throw a tracker share on it. Otherwise, let's look at the line chart real quick. I'm sorry. Let's look at the daily chart real quick. This thing can certainly just turn down and move down to this, I don't know, $12 region, whatever that is. And you can go from there and try to make some money from it. Okay. LLY. We have not done LLY in a while. Eli Lilly. Yee. What do we got here? Okay. So here's the good thing. Here's a good thing you had going. You had these nice W formations. Up, down, and I'm going to draw some support lines in here. Okay. And then we had a runaway. So we had nice W, nice W, nice W, runaway. There's no W's in here. This thing is going to pull back to this 260 level, somewhere 260, 255, whatever this region is, because this is not sustainable. We're already starting to get that rollover here on the daily. The stochastic is still very strong, but if I was in this stock and I had not taken profits already up here, I would be taking profits today because I do not see. And here's the worst case scenario. You take profits today. This is what the line could do. You take profits today down here at this 282 number, and tomorrow or later this week, you just start moving up, and then you create that W formation. Maybe that happens. Worst case scenario, you took profits here, you add back right here, and you keep going forward. But best case scenario, this thing drops like a flying crowbar, drops down to 260, and there you go. What do we got here? Cybersecurity stocks. If you give me some, I don't know any cybersecurity stocks off the top of my head. BMY. Why don't we see what Bristol Myers is doing? Yeah, so Bristol Myers looks like the run is kind of over. They've always had this insane resistance at about $70 that they haven't been able to break. Actually, let me zoom out here and just show you. Let's go back far. Let's go back. So this is, what was this? So this was 2017. Couldn't actually, look at this. 2015, couldn't break 70. 2016, couldn't break 70. Broke 70 for a very short time and got to $78. Couldn't break 70 and 18. Couldn't break it in 2020. Couldn't break it in 2021. They're trying to peak above it again, and there's that 70 is a very, very, very powerful resistance number for Bristol Myers. So let's zoom in. If I'm in Bristol Myers and I've had this run up, it's been very nice, but I'm starting to get a little rollover here. Your daily is certainly starting to roll over. You're starting to get that selling volume coming in. People and quants are recognizing that resistance of 70. Watch out, guys. Boom. I'm you. I'm taking profits. All right. Intel was the Intel CEO. If you were in the if you were in the EM community, I alerted you this morning that Paul Gelsinger was on CNBC Squawk this morning. What a great name. I've really grown to love Joe Kernan. I mean, the guy he just says whatever he wants to say. Controversial, not controversial. He's really incredible. Yeah. Okay. So light volume, kind of starting developing this ugly face pattern, which I don't love. So I could see this thing coming back down here. And guys, remember, this right here, all of this and all of this, that was all market volatility, overall market volatility. Do not think that Intel is not susceptible to overall market volatility. All right. Okay. GME. What do we got? GME. GameStop. Why are we looking at GameStop again? Because it's doing something as usual. Just go and day trade it. I have zero interest in talking about this. I'm going to fall asleep if we start talking about GameStop. Best Buy, consolidating hard in this region of 104 to 98. Very light volume coming through. When does this dividend get paid out? So the dividend gets paid out today. So the stock price will drop. It's already dropping just because cash is coming out of the business. Listen, there it is. So market's open now. See what happens today. I'd probably look at this more tomorrow. But again, you're a dog stock right now. You're trying to kind of not be a dog stock anymore. You're trying to become a cat stock. Just kidding. You're trying to become a stock that's actually in the sweet spot. I don't know. All right, last stock. Let's look at Tesla. We're day trading live today at Paul and myself are day trading live today at 10:15. So come on in. Oh my goodness gracious! If this is not a flagpole, I've never seen a flagpole. Shot up. This thing's coming right back down. I bet you it comes back down to this 800 to 700 range on the Tesla. Yeah, you're already starting to see the rollover here. I don't think this is going to get into the sweet spot. So that's Tesla. Is there any way we can determine an ugly face versus a triple bottom? I don't know what a triple bottom is. I know what a triple axle is, but I don't know what a triple bottom is. What do you think about CrowdStrike with Biden's speech the other day on cybersecurity? I was fully immersed in that speech that Biden gave. Whenever he gives a speech, I listen. CRWD. I don't know. So here's the deal. The volume is not touching average, and we are struggling to break the 100. So if this thing pulls back like this today and cannot break this 100 right here, be very careful, because it's facing a very strong resistance point here that it developed in December. So yeah, that's it. All right, guys, I'm out of here. You guys have a wonderful day. Bid and Ask Nation, we are trading at 10:15. We'll go from there. Have a good one. Peace.